So pressure is mounting on Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu as the war in Gaza is bringing high costs and few operational successes. Hostage family members continue to protest outside his home as new video is now showing relatives and friends of those hostages blocking aid trucks from crossing into Gaza. For more, let's bring in our chief national correspondent, Matt Gutman. So, Matt, the pressure clearly building here. Give us more information. What do you know about what these families intend on doing?
You know, the pressure, Kira, has been from almost the very start, and it has mounted and increased to the point that bringing the hostages home is likely the most powerful push on Netanyahu right now. But he has this other push, which is to defeat Hamas in some way, whatever that means. And these two, Israeli officials tell me, are competing. So it's a big problem for him. The only way that we know and that he knows that they can't actually release the hostages is by negotiating some sort of ceasefire with Hamas. Otherwise, they're not going to give them up. It's too difficult to try to extract them through special forces at this point. They haven't really rescued a single person since, I think, 2 months ago. So the pressure is mounting. The question is, what is he going to do? And what kind of deal is he going to allow himself to enter into? The Israeli cabinet has been fielding a bunch of these ceasefire proposals. There is now pretty much constant negotiation. Brett McGurk, U.S. Special Envoy, is in the region. He's been bouncing between Egypt and Qatar, trying to hammer something out. But an Israeli official tells us they are still far from a deal, Kira.
So, I mean, let's just talk about Benjamin Netanyahu. He has not backed down at all. He says that Israel will continue to fight until Hamas is just completely wiped out.
Well, the question is, what is the goal, right? And what does it mean to defeat Hamas? And I think that has been changing. It's been morphing really for the past 6 weeks now. I spoke to a very senior Israeli official over the weekend and another one just yesterday. And the bottom line is, it's not destroy Hamas. It's no longer kill every single Hamas operative. They're now talking about dismantling it as a military organization, completely demilitarizing it, and even exiling its leaders. A month or two ago, it wouldn't have been enough. You would have had to have said, we will kill them all, we'll execute them. Now they're talking about exile and some sort of other off-ramp that is different from the complete defeat. So this complete and absolute victory has been changing. But the thing that Netanyahu really needs most right now is to bring the hostages home. That is something that weighs on all of Israelis, and it's really the one unifying factor that everybody can get around at this point in this war, Kira.
Well, and you've talked about how Israel extended this offer of a 2-month ceasefire that Hamas actually rejected. So, I mean, what does a new hostage negotiation even look like?
It's incredibly complex. And I honestly, and I don't think anybody really knows the intricacies of what's going on. I mean, if we take what happened in November as an example, that was just a small sliver, right? Hamas was pretty willing to part with the women and children. It was a bad look. It was much more difficult to keep them. Having children in captivity is costly. It's difficult for the captors themselves. It's just very problematic for them. But to keep grown men, adult men, women, and soldiers is a different matter. And these are the last cards that Hamas has in Gaza. So they're holding on to them very tightly. What they're looking for broadly is for a complete cessation of violence, for Israel to withdraw completely from the Gaza Strip. Israel says that's not going to happen. So the question now, how long is the ceasefire that both sides can agree to while they get the hostages released? And that senior Israeli source telling me that there is no way that Yahya Sinwar, who is the head of Hamas in Gaza and said to be the mastermind behind October 7th, there's no way he's going to give up all of the hostages. This source says that he's got to keep at least some of them as his insurance card, Kira.
All right, Matt Gutman, appreciate your reporting as always.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.